Now, the president is using the last week of campaigns to meet groups and present them his manifesto. In Owerri, the Imo State capital, President Goodluck Jonathan had a conversation with traditional rulers and some political groups at the Women Development Center.
The president's arrival at the Women's Development Center in Owerri at about 4 o'clock is accompanied by the Deputy Senate President and the governorship candidates of the party in Imo State. The president's first assignment was meeting with traditional rulers at the Women's Center, where he assured them of his willingness not only to serve, but to ensure that the people of the Southeast are not left out in the distribution of the dividends of democracy.
Saturday is the election, and we are pleading with all Nigerians. We are here today in Imo State. I'm sure you know that our message will get to our own brothers and sisters. Whenever I come to the Southeast, I don't really know what to say, because the support I get as a politician at the national level from the Southeast, I cannot measure it. Institution. You must be very traditional institution. And that is why we believe in the report of the conference, the national conference. We are going to implement that report to the Nat'l.
President Jonathan later met with some Southeast groups where he was given assurances that he will get massive support from them at the polls. But earlier this morning, this mild drama occurred. Where these women, believed to be supporters of the APC, protested their being shut out of the Women's Development Center. They claim they were scheduled to use the same venue for their own event.
The Federal High Court will tomorrow decide if it will allow 2 more parties join the suit challenging the eligibility of the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, in the forthcoming elections. At the resumed hearing of the suit, 2 other parties brought an application for joiner in the suit. Counsel to the plaintiff, Mr. Michael Zekome, who replied on point of law, argued that the parties seeking to join are interlopers and asked for accelerated hearing. While counsel to the APC, Lateef Fagbemi, however, faulted Mr. Ozekome's position, maintaining that the mode of service on his client is faulty and that the court lacks jurisdiction to entertain the suit. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress has stated that there are efforts being made by the present administration to disqualify its presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, and prevent him from contesting in Saturday's polls. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, warned in a statement released in Abuja of the consequences of the suit to be ruled on by the Federal High Court in Abuja. Alhaji Mohammed said, and I'm quoting, "Anyone who will disqualify a presidential candidate on the eve of an election can only have one and only one purpose for that, to trigger chaos and pandemonium across the country," end of quote. He speculated that this could have been the reason for the deployment of troops across the country to crack down on possible protests and create confusion. He said that those who initiated the disqualification will take advantage of the situation to reschedule the elections again. He also prayed that good reason would prevail to prevent the nation being plunged into a political crisis. In the meantime, the All Progressives Congress campaign train made a major stopover in Bauchi, northeast Nigeria. Night fell before the rally could get underway, but the visibly elated party supporters were undeterred. The party's presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, urged the party supporters to vote for change and appealed to them not to take up arms. General Buhari, who described himself as a credible man, told the people that the challenges they faced in the last 16 years will become a thing of the past if they vote for him.
The setting of the sun couldn't stop these visibly elated party supporters. They have been here at the Ibrahim Babangida Club since the rising of the sun to meet their man, the flag bearer of the All Progressives Congress, APC, General Muhammadu Buhari. Their reaction when his entourage shows up says it all.
Baba! Baba!
Expectedly, he didn't come alone. Other senior party leaders, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima, and Yobe State Governor Ibrahim Gaidam, amongst others, arrived with the party's presidential flag bearer. And soon the speeches began to roll in. The man of the night, General Buhari, aside from calling for votes, has a word of admonition.
All Nigerians need change. This is a general opinion of us all. I want to say today that we are begging those who are coming out to vote. They should not take up arms. They should vote in credible men. All our challenges in the past 16 years will be a thing of the past.
And as the people disperse into the night, they have come, they have seen. It remains to be seen if they will conquer the polls. Kayode Alayande, Channels Television News.
Well, the Buhari Support Organization today held a rally in Apapa, this time in Lagos, with a promise that a Buhari-Osinbajo vote in the coming elections will bring a better deal for the maritime industry. The representative of the APC presidential candidate at the rally, Alhaji Umar Dambo, gave the maritime workers the assurance that a Buhari presidency will guarantee the establishment of a maritime commission to resolve all problems experienced in the industry. Our correspondent Gimba Umar reports.
Members of the Buhari Support Organization, comprising representatives of operators in the Nigerian maritime sector. Beyond the music played at the rally ground in Apapa are deep concerns that affects the maritime industry, made up of shipliners, dock workers, customs, clearing agents, and other port operators. Their demands are simple: improve the conditions of the maritime sector as a whole.
There will be a chance to put in a commission that will look into every aspect of these maritime services.
They dwelt even more on the 35% increase in clearing of imported used cars, 250,000 naira license renewal levy, charged them access roads into the ports, and more, which they say only change to Buhari can fix.
The president was saying corruption is not stealing, or stealing is not corruption. Whichever the case, you know, it's a matter of loss of values, because if you have values, you know that corruption, stealing, and everything that goes with it that is wrong is wrong.
If government should put the right people in the right position of governance, we will make a difference. And we strongly believe by the time we have the government of General Muhammadu Buhari in place, these things will be resolved.
Maybe the opposition party, I believe they are the one who trying to sabotage by their 1 million march.
Do you have a proof of this?
I spoke with the police people, and I think the coordinator Lagos State, who BSO, who's supposed to come with, he even came late.
For them, there is a need to organize themselves in the maritime sector and mobilize to vote for change. Until then, the fact remains that March 29th will determine if their hopes and aspirations will see the break of dawn. Gimba Umar for Channels Television News.
The media must learn to take pride in discharging its foremost role in nation building, which is agenda setting. This submission was made by various speakers at the first Distinguished Lecture Series organized by the University of Lagos Mass Communication Alumni Association here in Lagos. The keynote address, titled Mass Media Setting the Nigerian Agenda, was delivered by the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of Channels Television, Mr. John Momo.
It's the first Distinguished Lecture Series of Unilag Mass Communication Alumni Association taking place at the Afe Babalola Auditorium Akoka, Lagos. Present here are students from various departments as well as other distinguished guests. The event begins with a welcome address by the president of the association, Chief Losio Mokodio, who takes us through the vision of UMCAL.
The distinguished lecture series shall be an annual event that will be used to refocus the media on their pivotal role as the fourth estate of the realm and be reminded of the time-honored saying that the pen is mightier than the sword.
Vice Chairman of the occasion, Professor Wale Omoli, gets the coast clear for the keynote address, which is on mass media, setting the Nigerian agenda, to be delivered by the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Channels Television, Mr. John Momo.
Let me just say that media attention can shape public opinion, governmental attention, and public policy. Without media attention, policy needs generally have slim chances of garnering public endorsement, financial support, or legislative action. So if media attention is important, I mean really, really important, as I've made it, the question there then is, by which mechanism does media attention get distributed, such that some stories get the five-star treatment, while others receive a scant amount of front-page coverage, or in most cases, no coverage at all?
He brings the lecture to the point where the panelists take time to sink their teeth into the day's discourse.
So I think what the media should do is to try and build a cohesion, a central value system that can be applied to the entire nation, Nigeria.
The submissions continue with Professors Ralph Akinfeleye and Wale Omoli.
It appears to me that the media who are supposed to be setting the agenda, some of them who are supposed to be great watchdogs, they are no longer doing the work of watchdog, my dear Chairman. In fact, many of them have been infected with rabies, and therefore they need anti-rabies.
The first in this lecture series may have come and gone, but the lessons remain that it is expected of the media professional to live above board, irrespective of who pays the piper. Chris Illems, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, MPC meeting ends, retains 13% benchmark interest rate. That's on Business News. Just stay with us.